Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Yay! Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I just love this. I can't believe that this is my path in life, that we are here today together. Our show is Talking Heads. Talking Heads is a platform where experts come from around the world to share their knowledge, their expertise, and their success with us in their own 30-minute show. Today's expert presenter is Cathy Fulton. Let's bring her on. Hi, Cathy.
Hey, good morning.
So nice to see you for the second time today. Good morning to you.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like I say, it's Thursday. It's my favorite day of the week.
So for those of you who don't know, Cathy's co-host on a show right before this, and the show title is What's Trending? And every week is something else that's just fantastic. A wonderful guest and wonderful content. So thank you, Cathy.
No, thank you. And thank you I'm so glad that you had the courage to start this. It's the best. It is the best thing, and it is so much fun.
We do have fun here, and thank you for that. So I'm really excited about this topic today. So I'm going to spotlight you and go backstage and produce the show, and I'll come back and we'll have a chat afterwards.
Awesome. So, just for those of you that don't know, I have my own interior design firm, and I've had this for 22 years. And one question that probably it comes up over and over and over again when I'm meeting with a client is, and regardless of what space we're designing, they will say, well, what do you like? Or what are some of your favorite things, or how would you do it? And I always say, not so fast. Let's talk about you, because it needs to be all about you. But today I've decided to reveal what some of my favorite things are, particularly as it relates to the kitchen, since we've been talking about the kitchen for the last several weeks. So let's get started. So I think that these are the greatest invention ever. And these are pull-out drawers. Okay, so, and throughout all of the pictures, I will tell you what I have and what I don't have, and where I've seen it. But so, yes, I have this. And yes, I think it is magnificent. And here are a couple of reasons why. So you see, it has these three stainless steel canisters, and they are fantastic for your long spoons, spatulas, whisk, anything that is typically stuffed in a horizontal drawer. I mean, can't you just hear the clanking around of sifting through all of your stuff and trying to find the perfect spatula or the perfect spoon? So, I mean, this alleviates a lot of the headache and a lot of the guesswork. I mean, who else do you know that could go on and on more about this type of pull-out drawer? Anyway, I love it. And the fact of the matter is, these types of cabinets, they're not inexpensive, but and just to put it out there, it's really on trend to do for the base cabinetry. It's so much more on trend to do drawers, because you get to pull it out and you can see in everything. But sometimes this is a better fit. So anyway, let's move on. Then they also create these other types of pull-out drawers, and the one up on the left, it's a great size for storing any kind of can, like pumpkin pie mix or green beans, or just any kind of can size. And then the one on the right is fantastic for spices. And then on the bottom, it has taller height for like olive oil or any kind of vegetable oil, just anything with that height that that you may need while you're cooking. And yes, I have these in my kitchen as well. I have one on the one on the left side of the stove and the spice on the right side of the stove. And now, I mean, just for full disclosure, I don't cook that often. I'm really, at the end of the day, what I would consider a horrible cook. We eat out a lot, just probably more so because of time. But then, if I'm cooking all the time, then everybody's really not going to be very happy. So then people say, okay, so you're admittedly a horrible cook. Why do you do this? Why do you design kitchens? I design kitchens because I think they're beautiful, and there's so much that you can do with them. And I mean, also, I mean, they 9 times out of 10, they come with the house. So let's make it as beautiful and as functional as we possibly can. So anyway, just a little bit of information there about myself. This one, if you're like me, I don't know how many times I've cut myself trying to find the right knife. Okay, so, and yes, I have one of these in my kitchen as well. So I've showed 2 angles, and this it looks like styrofoam as to what you are putting your knives down in. Wrong. I don't know what kind of genius material they created to hold these knives, but every time you put it in and every time you take out the knife, it's just like butter. There's no marks, there's no mess, there's no nothing. And so they're all right there, and you can find which one you want without any problem. And it also comes with these plastic cutting boards too. So a little added bonus. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you get this. I love these too. These translate so beautiful, regardless of whether they are a base cabinet or a full height cabinet that would go top to bottom from the ceiling to the floor. This you could work 2 ways, one of 2 ways. One would be that it would store all of your like serving dishes. You could even use this for like pots and pans as well. But then also a lot of people, what they will do is use this as their cabinetry. Because I mean, look how you can see everything, and it's not that wide, so things aren't going to get lost. So these are amazing, and they're great for filler spots around your kitchen where you just don't know what else to add. Okay, so silverware drawers, unless you don't, I mean, can't you hear all the clanking around? Where's the spoon? Where's the knife? These are wonderful. And I think that every kitchen should have this type of separation for forks, spoons, knives, steak knives, etc. Okay, cookie sheet dividers. Okay, so in my kitchen previously, years ago, most of the time you would find any type of cooking sheet in a bottom cabinet, and I would have all the pots and pans stacked on top of it. So the time that I needed a cookie sheet, I had to drag everything out. I mean, I know I'm not the only one that's gone through this. And so these cookie sheet dividers, they are fantastic, and they do not cost very much. So they are definitely worth the investment. Okay, Mixmaster. Well, so a lot of you may be thinking, I don't use a Mixmaster enough to invest any money into an apparatus that I hardly use. Okay. Well, so, but there are clearly those of us out there that, or those of you out there that love to cook. And so you need this on a regular basis. So this thing is amazing. It's spring loaded. So when you need it, it just pops up. And when you're finished, you just roll it back down. So it's amazing. Now, actually, and I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I use my Mixmaster on a weekly basis. Just a short story. Last year, my two little dogs that are Maltipoos, Gabby and Sophie, they were oddly enough diagnosed with colitis. So trying to find a food that worked for them was a nightmare. And so finally the vet said, well, you could always make it yourself. And I'm like, okay, so what is that going to entail? So I boil chicken and rice, and I make a big pot of it. And I'm using my Mixmaster every week, because what I do, originally I was doing all the prep myself by cutting up the chicken. Do you know how long it takes to cut up 10 to 12 chicken breasts? It's time I don't have. And anyway, so someone suggested to me, how about using your Mixmaster? And it shreds the kitchen, and it's just beautiful, and it's bite sized. So anyway, but this is a great way to utilize using your Mixmaster, and you might even use it more if you had it centrally located. Just a thought. Okay, so rack pull downs they're great for, I mean, just the obvious. I mean, how many times have you gotten on a step stool or a ladder to try to get up to the very top cabinets, and it's to a large degree it's dangerous, because there's always the chance that you'll fall. So these are amazing in that you just reach up, pull it down, you can get what you want, and then you shove it back in there. Awesome. I love this. I absolutely love this. And yes, I have this in my house, in my kitchen. A cutting board that has a hole in it, and you can put all the mess right into the wastebasket. I mean, how simple, but how brilliant. And I know you're thinking, how weird is she that she gets excited over this stuff? But I love it. I mean, I love organization, and I love things that make sense. And to me, this makes absolute perfect sense. Hidden waste receptacles. If you get nothing else to organize your kitchen, get this. You have no idea how many times I walk into someone's house and the waste receptacle is out in the middle, typically right by the island or an end cabinet, and the trash is overflowing. And it's an eyesore. That's basically my point. It's just an eyesore. So get something like this. If you already have a kitchen complete, you can actually add this in with very little problems. But you will be so glad that you did it and got that eyesore out of the way. Okay, so most people have the blind corner cabinet, and this is the cabinet where you could basically park a small car in, because there's so much wasted space. And if you're going to put anything in there, it's going to be stacked all the way up, or I mean, you just basically can't find anything in that particular cabinet, yet it will hold everything. So my recommendation is you get an apparatus like this. They come in all shapes and sizes, all kinds of materials. And this one is a great combination of materials. It's a maple base with the aluminum sides, and it just folds right back into that cabinet, and boom, or everything stays in place. You can see everything and you can find everything. Very, very much worth the investment. Pots and pans. Okay, raise your hand if you have ever had a mess on your hands in terms of trying to figure out the right pot. And oh yeah, where in the heck is that lid that goes with it? I have lived it for many years. This is absolutely worth the investment because, I mean, I don't know, but I can just hear the clanking of all the pots and pans when I'm pulling them out of the cabinets, trying to find the right one. This one is excellent, very functional, very organizational. Now, so a lot of people really are not into the trend of drawers. They prefer all the base cabinetry. And so it's just a personal preference. But the good news is that, I mean, quite frankly, if you're going to have a base perimeter cabinet, you're really going to have a hard time seeing everything that is in there. So what you can do is you can add on these pull-out drawers and you can see just how great the organization is. Highly recommend it. We even have there's even a way to organize your paper towels and your cleaning supplies. I mean, who knew, right? And because most of the time the paper towels end up on the countertop, and a lot of people are fanatical that they do not want anything on their kitchen countertop. So voila. And it is truly one of my favorite things. All right. So a lot of people do not have a really great way to store their wine. They don't have room in their kitchen for a wine fridge, or they don't have a bar. So I think that this is a phenomenal way to organize it and keep it at the right pitch. And I would do one of these if you are looking for a way to organize your wine. Okay, this pantry in another life, I had this, and because we had a galley kitchen, and there were a lot of anyway, long story short, this was the perfect fit, and you can see everything. And was it expensive? Yes, but it was worth it because the um, two center pieces here, they flip, and I mean, it's more space in there than you could possibly ever imagine. So it's one of my favorites, particularly if you're looking for a great pantry. Okay, lighting. I get into this all the time with my clients, and you need phenomenal lighting, particularly in your kitchen. So I cannot encourage you enough to get undermount lighting. Otherwise, I mean, if you don't have it right now, go into your kitchen, turn on the light, and you will see that there are dark dead spaces under your kitchen cabinets. They don't cost that much, and it really it highlights your countertops. You need it. Get it. Another one of my favorites is the use of mirrors with decorative molding on the cabinet doors. And this is another way, like for example, if you have a small kitchen, then this is a good way to make it look bigger. Okay, so another one of my favorite things is when clients want to mix colors. And so clearly, this is a black and white kitchen. And this is I just think so perfectly designed. If you start on the left, you see the black cabinetry, that whole bank of black cabinetry, coupled with, that's right, the gold hardware. All right. So then you go to the right side of the room, and there is a fantastic, beautifully designed black kitchen hood. Okay. So see how things make sense. And then you see towards the front of the room, you have the black cabinetry over the white base cabinets with the lighting. See how the black window frames were incorporated. But you also have the mixture of the gold hardware and then the black hardware. So this is really the case when you need a designer and someone that can walk you through how to correctly incorporate the details into the space if you want to if you really want your kitchen to pop and be different from your neighbors. Okay, copper hoods. This can be a fantastic focal point in your kitchen, and you can design these. Actually, this is in my kitchen. This is mine, and this is one that I designed, and I love it. And a lot of people will say, "Well, but I don't want it to patina." You don't have to worry about that because there are sealers, so it will never change. And I mean, just with the brass straps and all of the buttons that are on it, um, go copper. I can't say enough good things about it. And here's one even in a stainless steel. And here is another one that I think is phenomenal. And it's smaller. And but I love this, the way that they incorporated the black hood. But one of my favorite things too is, for whatever countertop you're using, if the space dictates that it would work, because not all space, it doesn't always work. Run the countertop all the way up the back. I think it's a very cohesive look. Okay, so everybody is always on board for a stainless steel sink. Okay, folks, let's get one with some personality. Okay, I think this is beautiful, and it's very forgiving of any markings on it that any nicks or whatever that may be created from a pot or a pan. Carrara marble sinks. All right. So I have a Carrara marble farmhouse sink in my house, and I love it. I love it. I think it is the most beautiful thing. It is exquisite. It's beautiful. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but it will stain. Okay. Wrong. If you're going to pour grape juice down the drain, well, just stand there and rinse it. Yes, you may have to be a little bit more proactive in keeping an eye on it, but it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And you can see how there's another, if you just want like a drop-in sink look how they how it's seamless. The countertops fold right into the sink. Unbelievably beautiful. Banquette seating it's never going to go out of style. Cozy and quaint is never going to go out of style. It just makes you want to sit down and have a meal with your family. Look at these designs. Why would you not want to stay? Why would you not want to eat every single meal together? It's lovely. Okay. Burnished gold faucets are, I mean, they're all the rage right now, as well as hardware. And you don't always have to have the huge gooseneck, gigantic faucet in your kitchen. I do not have this exact faucet in my kitchen. However, this is actually something that would be used in a bathroom. And I got a faucet that would be used in the bathroom. It's about this height. I didn't want it to be the focal point, and but it's burnished gold, and I love it. This is also another look of using burnished gold, particularly paired with gray, and I think that is a phenomenal look. Here we have, I love this hardware. This is a very close duplicate as to what I have in my kitchen, and the reason that I love this is because that's right, it doesn't show fingerprint marks. Another thing that I like in this design is the burnished wire mesh instead of the full solid wood door. I think it's a great look. And also, I love people that will take a risk and do the bright painted cabinets. If you have a dog, which I have a few, I love this. This is easily created. People are always looking for a place to put the water bowls for the dogs. This is a great idea. Penny tiles for backsplashes. It's one of my favorites. It comes in all different colors, and it's happy. And the sunburst tile design, this is going in my master bathroom as the focal point on the wall when you walk in. I'll show you pictures when it's done. It's different. I love it. Get it. chevron tile for your backsplash, in any backsplash. I can't say enough good things about it. It's happy, it's fun. And I also love chevron wood floors. These are beautiful. They're understated. 3-inch thick countertops on, I can't stress enough that I think that you should put it on the island. It really pops. And this is actually my kitchen. It's still being renovated and worked on, but this is what I did in my kitchen, and I love the pop. I have just the inch on the perimeter, but it makes a huge statement. And this island, you can't really see the length of it, but it's 10 feet long. Love it. And also, I had them put the electrical outlets underneath the countertop. Hidden electrical outlets, you should never do it any other way. It should always be under your countertop, because otherwise the electrician is going to put it right smack dab into one of your beautiful cabinets, and it's going to be an eyesore. I love doing perimeter cabinets only with the windows all around. If you can do it, if your kitchen is on an outside exterior part of the house, do it. You will never be unhappy that you did it. Double islands. If you have the space, look at that. It's exquisite. Do it. Double refrigerators. I did this in my kitchen. And initially my contractor said, oh gosh, it's going to be so much stainless steel. And I love him, but I said to him, it's not your kitchen, it's mine, and I want it. The freezer, I can never get enough stuff in one refrigerator. And what I use the left one for are all the drinks. So we have the bottled water, we have all the drinks that my mom drinks, which is ginger ale and Coke. And but all I drink is water. So there's water everywhere. And then the other side is full of food. And to me, it makes perfect sense. And then we use the freezer out in the garage. But I love it. I love it. And everybody else that comes over, they love it too, for what it's worth. And if you don't have a microwave drawer, if you're ever going to upgrade, I highly recommend it, because it just makes your life so much easier to be able to set inside what you're going to be heating up versus the overhead. How many times has it spilled or fallen off the plate? Okay, so those are my favorite things that I highly recommend. If you're needing some help, whether it's a new kitchen or renovation, call me. I'm at 703-895-3798, or feel free to email me. I'm at cathyfulton1965@gmail.com, and that's Cathy with a C. There you have it, folks.
I love that. So many fabulous ideas. Everything's hidden away and it's so organized. It's just really exciting.
Yes. I love all that. I love all that
I love
too.
what you shared about the Mix Master and how you use that. That's really creative.
Yeah. Because it's a chore doing that. All that chicken for I call them my little girls, but yeah, I want them to have the right food, and but the cutting of it was just it was a nightmare. So yeah, the best.
And I also love how you have all the cookie sheets organized. I know I'm not going to say here in this kitchen, but it's in this kitchen. You open the oven and there are all these it's all piled up. It's like you have to be a super strength weightlifter to get them all out of the oven. Who even wants to cook after that?
Right. And that's a great point. That's a lot of places where people will hide them, and then they forget, and they turn on the oven, and then they've got all this stuff stored in there, And yeah, it's a nightmare. So and that's really a very inexpensive trick in terms of with the cookie sheet dividers. So
Yeah, that's a good one. And also about hiding the trash can. Who wants to see the trash? Oh, one thing I'm not a big fan of is trash. I don't like to take the trash out. I do it, of course, but I have to
right.
wear pads on my hands so I don't, so when I touch the trash, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I know, but yeah, I mean, but it's amazing how everybody dodges taking out the trash, and I mean that it is the biggest eyesore, and there's something about too versus when it's inside the cabinet versus it doesn't really smell as bad when it's inside versus when it's out. I don't know what the differential is, but
Probably the air hitting it causes it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, those are I could have gone on and on about more of my favorite things, but those are a few of my top picks.
The kitchens are absolutely stunning. The work that you do is just top notch.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I love it, and people really do kid me all the time. They're like, "Why do you design these things if you don't really ever even cook?" And I mean, it's really just because there's so many ways to make it beautiful, and like I mean, normally I say, well, it comes the kitchen comes with the house, so
Yeah,
we need to make it fabulous.
I don't think it's about cooking. It's just about loving the space that you have that you're in.
Yeah, yep, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, well, brilliant. Great job as always. And before we close out, I would love for you to just share with our audience about the Woman's Prerogative Show. I don't know if you saw it, but we actually have a dedicated website that's being built for
Yes.
the show and for each of the panelists. But what would you like to share with our audience who didn't get to see the show? It's a brand new show for women, about women, by women, and Cathy's one of the panelists.
Well, I tell you what, it's a great group of women from just it seems though we're all from very different backgrounds, clearly different parts of the world, and I find that so fascinating because I would have never had the honor of meeting these ladies, and um, they are quickly becoming what I would consider friends because they're strong women, very well spoken, and but you can just sense that it is all about encouragement and um, just they want to lift other women up and support one another, and that's what I'm so excited about because that's the way I feel about women friends as well. And it's like for example, when I met you, I was so intrigued with how you started this and so um, just blown away with your creativity, the tenacity, I can't imagine the challenges that you must have faced along the way to get this done. And so, but I mean, if you think about our conversations, like I'll ask you a lot of questions about it. And so I like one of the points of the conversation yesterday, I think perhaps a takeaway was that when you meet someone that is successful in their field and they're making waves and they're blazing trails, don't sit there and be envious and jealous and green with envy. Ask them, talk to them. How did you get here? What in the world? Because you know part of that conversation may spark something in your own life that could lead you down your destiny, the path that you're supposed to be on. And so I just hope that we will continue to get more and more listeners because I think that it could almost be like a support group for women. So but it's a great show, and I can really see it evolving.
Thanks so much, Cathy. And I love the point that you brought up because the panelists are from all over the world. And it is an amazing opportunity that we get to learn about other cultures. I think with
Yes.
Dr. Justina Matali, we are learning about how she was brought up, which is different than how I was brought up or you were brought up. And there are key learnings for all of us. And I think that even though it's a show for women, men can take away things from it as well because they're interacting with women.
Right, right, right. And I mean, I'm sure just because it's a different gender, men don't always get us, and we don't always get men, right? So
Yeah.
this is, this really helps put things into perspective. So it's a fun show too.
It is. I filled in yesterday. Two of our panelists are out. Amber J is traveling with the Netflix. I forget the exact name of it. The comedy. What is the name of
Oh,
it?
I, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I didn't know she was doing that. How fun!
Yes, yes. She's the founder of Comedy Gives Back. So she interacts with the comedians, and she and her organization, they help up and coming comedians who need access to, it could be medical help, or it could
Right,
be financial, or it could be food, anything that is that they need. Because as you know, in the creative arts space, people don't make a fortune of money. The average person doesn't make a fortune of money. If you're an
right.
A-lister, that's a different story, I would
Sure.
imagine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's amazing. So she's doing that. And then Princess Desiree Richardson, she had some things that she had to deal with at home. So I filled in, and I was honored to be part of the panel and also produce the show. So I love the way that it's going. The men's show actually starts next week, and Roland Friedel is hosting and moderating that one. So it'll be the first show that we have that I am not on at all. So that should be interesting.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That'll be
Yes,
interesting.
it
Well, but
will.
he's awesome, and so I'm sure it'll be a phenomenal show.
Yes, I'm sure it will as well. So that's all our show for today. Our next show is coming up, and it's the Corner Bookstore. So, Cathy, I'm just going to spotlight you one more time to give your contact information and anything else you want to leave the audience with today.
Yeah. So, just as a reminder, if you need some help with the new construction of your kitchen, or if you're remodeling, please feel free to reach out to me. Excuse me. I'd love to talk with you, and I'd love to work with you. You can contact me 703-895-3798, or you can email me at cathyfulton1965@gmail.com.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you again. And I
No,
look
thank
forward,
you.
thank you. I look forward to catching up with you again soon, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
One thing I just want to share with our audience is it's been an incredible experience because I've become friends with many of the people who are on this platform. And I can't tell you what that's like because we spend so much time behind the scenes and doing a lot of things that you probably are not aware of as viewers or listeners. And it's just wonderful to be able to connect, especially with Cathy. We have a lot of things in common, and we're going to be doing some other things together in the future, which we'll be announcing that when it's the appropriate time. So my my suggestion to you is, what can you do to get out of your comfort zone and meet new people? Can you contact Cathy? Can you reach out to her on LinkedIn? Can you call her on the phone? Can you email her? Why don't you do that right now and contact her and see where it goes? Because this is what it's all about. It's about getting off the couch, getting out of our own way, and meeting new people, and then finding our passion and our calling. And I thank you for listening. I thank you for being here. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, please just click subscribe, just a little click, and then you'll be informed of all of our shows. As I mentioned, the Corner Bookstore is coming up. So please stay tuned wherever it is you're watching, and I'll see you over in the other studio. You can stay where you are. All right. Thanks again. Thanks, Cathy. Thanks, everyone. Contact Cathy. Do it. All right. Bye.